Shut up. Oh my god. Oh, I need complete silence. No, there's no sleep time. I need to work. I cannot sleep. How about you tell me a joke? I mean, tell me a bedtime story so I could sleep. Tell me a story. Oh, this is hard. There you go. Turn you off. Turn you off. Oh, Cat is here. Hello. God. Mark! Mark? 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 You should be sleeping. Should be sleeping. What are you doing? Why are you awake, Mark? Should be sleeping. Festival music. Festival music in 2 a.m. What's your lunch? What are you eating, Fat? Do you know how to stop procrastinating? Be bored. Just be bored in general, then you will stop procrastinating a lot. I've been working on this thumbnail for like 1 week now. I need to finish this. Smoked turkey? Lunch turkey. Send me a picture. Send me the picture of the smoked turkey. Dick, oh my god, shut up. Oh, it's gone now? Damn it. Nado, chill with the dick pic. I don't know, man, I need to work. Color. Why is it not clicking? I'm also hungry, but it's bad to eat during this hour because what if I slept and I'm full and it's gonna make me fat and I don't want to be fat. So don't talk about food in chat. You're not helping. Bro, you wasted. What is this fucking boring music? This is Animal Crossing. Okay, that's okay. How was your day? Not productive. I played Dispatch and I enjoyed Dispatch, and that game is very horny. That game is horny and fun. I don't have any song recommendation. Oh yeah, salty foods will help you the hangover. Try drinking vinegar. vinegar. Yeah, do it. Eat Doritos. Sure, why not? Yeah, put some. Pickles. I like pickles. I like pickles on my burger. Yes, I'm one of those people. I don't even know what banana sauce is. I don't even know what it tastes like. Oh, you mean the ketchup? Oh my god, it's different from here that you're talking about. I was thinking about banana ketchup. Yeah, UFC banana ketchup. No, I don't. I don't put banana sauce on the hamburger. I don't like it. It sucks how in my city they don't have the tradition of using pickle. What tradition? I mean, I like to eat raw pickles and drink the fluids on the jar. Delicious. Maybe you're not looking hard enough. Brazil, right? You're in Brazil. If I remember correctly. Egwe o leader? How do you pronounce that? Australia Kai. Either I didn't understand something or following the lines is for weakling. What are you talking about? The line art? The line art? I suck at line art. I really suck at doing line art. I wish I was good at doing line art. I need to get better. Maybe it's the brush that is the problem. Because I'm using the default brush to do my line art and I need to change it. Okay, this is your fault, chat. I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I don't wanna get fat. Bro. Getting fat in December or... Segway. Segway. Segui. Segui? Segui? Segui. Oh my god, you're not gonna stop talking about food. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Getting fat makes you old. I don't wanna get old. I need to remain my beauty. Also not sleeping is making you old. God damn it. But I'm not sleepy. Well, you're 24. Gertz, you're 24 and young, and your metabolism is at its peak. What are you talking about? I'm almost 30. Brisket. Never had brisket. Because I'm Asian, so I don't know what brisket is. Yeah, it's food. Every you eat food, you will fall asleep. It's carbs. The bread will make you sleepy. You're 24. You look old. I saw your pic. You're bald. Why are you bald, dude? Stop hiding. You're wearing a wig. You're wearing a wig. Don't lie to me. Then what is that photo of you? Explain. Luscious hair? Ooh. Silky smooth. You take care of it, just like me. What's your routine? Did you put oil on your hair? Yeah, I put oil on my hair because it dries a lot. Because I have a very curly hair. Oh, 3-in-1 shampoo? Get the fuck out of here. Get that shit out of here. I see you picture of a brisket? I don't think so. I've never had a brisket before. Oh, you've sent me a picture of brisket. I thought, okay. I misunderstood. Where is it? Oh, that looks so good. What the hell? Yeah, no. Did you know how shampooing every day is bad? It's bad for your hair. That looks so good. Hmm. I never tried smoked food before because it takes a while to cook. Like, it takes like a whole day to cook. Smoked salmon sounds good. But I don't have a smoker. How do you smoke without a smoker? Can you use charcoal? Do you use a griller and use a charcoal, then cover it up with oil? Maybe? I mean, I cooked with charcoal before. It was good. I like it. I like the taste of the charcoal, but not smoked. Chat, you're making me hungry. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Yeah, that looks good. You did. During my... You said you broke in a lot of body parts, right? During my peak stream. When you first interact. You said that. 59? What's 59? I remember you telling me that, but I remember the first time we interact, you have broken your bones. Yeah. That's what I remember. Wait, he's on YouTube? No, he's on Twitch. Oh, you were also there, Gadnado. In that peak stream. I am affiliated. Twitch affiliated. So confused, what is happening? I used to make a lot of money in YouTube, but they changed the rules. So, in order to support me, you have to use Ko-Fi. I'm a clown? What? What is happening? Has anyone heard about the FN Scar rifle being discontinued? I don't even know what the FN Scar rifle is. Do I look like I keep up with the guns? Do I look like a gun enthusiast to you? Bro, I draw and make animation and play video games. I really need to finish this. Yeah, the only guns I have is on my pants right now. Then show me then. Show me your guns, Ganado. Show me pics. No, I believe you, you're Bob. Yeah, I like this track. Bam, badam, boom, ba-da-dum. Man, I should play Marvel Rivals, but I've been missing out. I was too late to the hype train. No, I don't play RTS games. I don't think I ever play RTS games. Yeah, no, I don't play. I did play God Hand. That game was hard. Did you know that Resident Evil 5 is gonna be like God Hand? It has the movements of God Hand. So we heard. Game is hard. Yeah, RE4 and DMC were inspired by. It's a PS2 old game. It's very old. Hmm. Yeah, it's a beat 'em up arcadey game. Why am I using the wrong pen again? I'm gonna animate you on the Live 2D. Did you send me cat? How to smoke a barbecue? Ooh. Away.
Learning how to use wood and smoke to infuse flavor in your barbecue
Ooh.
can be kind of a daunting thing, especially if you're a beginner. But learning how to master it can completely change how your food tastes. In this video, we're going to talk about the different types of wood and the flavors that they infuse in your food. And then we'll also talk about the do's and don'ts of smoke and how to get people reaching back for more when you barbecue. Let's dive in.
I am learning.
So I know it can be overwhelming, especially if you're a beginner. Because when you're first starting out barbecuing,
This is too slow for me. I need it
Are
faster.
you using a gas grill, a pellet grill, a charcoal grill?
Make it
Starter
faster.
grill? What's the difference between
That's too slow.
crazy? And of course, there's two-zone cooking. So when you add in wood to all that, it just gets really, really hard to kind of keep track of things. So hopefully this video helps you out, because I'm going to attempt to give you a beginner's guide to wood and how to smoke, how to use those wood flavors to infuse the smoke and elevate your food to a whole nother level. And of course,
That looks delicious.
so let's start off by talking about the most popular wood flavors, starting off with the most mildest
Wait, there's a wood type?
flavors.
Can I just use a regular charcoal?
Starting with apple. Apple has a mild yet sweet fruity
Oh my god.
It's the strongest flavor.
This is
of
way too
all fruit
complicated.
woods.
Can I just use regular charcoal?
Apple smoke flavors take a while to penetrate the meat, so anticipate several hours of smoking. Next up, we have cherry. Cherry is a mild and fruity flavor, and when
Why?
other hardwoods like hickory, the two flavors really complement each other for amazing results. Cherry tends to give light-colored meats a rosy appearance. One thing to note is the flavor can vary depending on the age of cherry. And now we're moving on to the medium woods, starting with pecan. Pecan has a mildly sweet flavor that's similar to hickory, but nowhere near as strong. It's great for all-around smoking and works well when mixing with other woods. Pecan will lend a rich, sweet, nutty flavor, but can sometimes be too sweet and needs to
I think regular charcoal would be fine,
with extra thought in how you season your meat.
right?
Oak is my go-to for smoking meats. It's a great place to start if you're a newbie to smoking. It will lend a medium to a strong flavor that is rarely overpowering. Think of traditional Texas barbecue, especially when using post oak. You can even try to smoke some pizza with it. Probably
But you can smoke with pizza!
wood is hickory. Very strong, pungent, with a bacon-like flavor. It can be described as sweet, savory, and hearty. Be careful though. Too much may cause bitterness if not used correctly. And finally, mesquite, one of the strongest wood flavors. You can expect strong, earthy flavors that produce lots of
I
smoke.
heard whiskey.
Sweeter and lighter than hickory, but can also become overpowering. It's recommended for grilling or to be used in smaller quantities.
Now, naturally, your next question should be, well, how does each wood chunk or wood flavor pair with certain foods? And what exactly is happening when you burn wood and infuse that smoke?
Who's the guy on his t-shirt?
Smoking is the process by which we achieve those delightful.
Can I use coal?
The smoke created from burning
The smoke?
woods breaks down into cellulose. This cellulose turns into sugar, which caramelizes, creating flavors. The wood changes into aromatics, which lends to that smoky flavor that we love in your food, as well as plays a role in preservation by becoming a coating on the outside of the meat that bacteria can't necessarily flourish on. When you cook,
Ew.
it's oxidize and turn from red to brown, which is commonly known as the Maillard reaction. When you smoke, instead of the
I'm learning
oxygen
chemistry here.
to turn your meat brown, you have carbon dioxide, or CO2, and nitric oxide, NO. Instead of oxidizing, the nitric oxide molecules bond to the outside of the meat, leaving a beautiful pink ring, because the molecules just happen to be pink. This entire chemical process, of course, needs time. And
I do.
in the case of apple, up to an hour, if not more. But just remember, it takes time for the flavor to infuse. Apple and cherry best lend themselves to birds or ham because of that light, fruity, but mild flavor that infuses into the meats. Pecan and oak are very versatile. Pecan tends to do really well with brisket, roast, whereas oak also does very well with beef and brisket, but can also be used on lamb and sausages. Hickory, on the other hand, does a great job with large cuts of ribs and pork shoulder, but can also be used on almost all red meats and poultry. Mesquite definitely has a very strong flavor,
Dewey can't hear
so
me.
it's best used on red meats for adding additional flavors when grilling. As a general note, I would probably avoid
I had the same
mesquite
issue
with
last night for
poultry.
myself to go to sleep. Yeah,
You can't go wrong
sometimes
with the mesquite
it happens.
oak. Lamb seems to do very well with pecan, oak, hickory, cherry, but not so good with apple. And if you're cooking up some wild game, you can't go wrong with pecan or oak. You can even try a little bit of hickory or mesquite.
So when should you use wood and infuse smoke, and when should you kind of throttle back a little bit? Personally, I like to use wood and a smoke flavor. Sometimes less is more, but of course there's a time and place to go all out.
I don't want to think a lot of this. I don't want to overthink
It's really come in handy.
if I'm making food.
They burn really quick and they give off a quick release.
And I
of
just
smoke.
make the food.
Whereas a wood chunk can burn longer, giving you more of that smoky flavor.
But I don't have a smoker.
Whatever that flavor is into your meat. There's times when you're gonna do some traditional.
What do you do if you don't have a
or
smoker?
tri-tip or whatever, and you're going for that.
What do you use?
Go all out. Put in as much wood as your heart desires. Sometimes having just a hint of that smoky flavor can really take a dish to another level. I prefer the complexity of wood and that hidden profile because it keeps people guessing but also reaching for more. There's nothing like a hint of post oak on a
You
great
become the smoker.
really takes it to another level. It's going to keep people guessing because they can't quite put their finger on it.
Eh.
Absolutely delicious. So what are some of the do's and don'ts of smoking? Should you soak your wood in water before throwing it in the fire? And what's the deal with toxic smoke? What's the difference between white, gray, and blue smoke?
There's a toxic smoke. Ads! Get away! I'm learning. Is this an RTS game? This is an RTS game.
So does pre-soaking your wood chips or wood chunks for a few hours prolong or improve the smoking process? Absolutely not. This is actually a huge myth, and the proof is in the weight. You don't believe me? Try it out for yourself. Pre-weigh your dry wood chunks or wood chips, and then
What the
wait
fuck?
after you've soaked them for a few hours, and you'll see, by average, your large wood chunks have only gained about 3% of weight, and your smaller wood chips have only gained about 6% of weight. That's not very much. The chips will naturally absorb a bit more water because they have so much more surface area than the chunks. And there's also another experiment you can do at home. The proof is also in the coloring. Take your pre-soaked wood, you can even use dyes to help as a visual aid, and then take a cross-sectional cut of that wood, and you'll see that the water hasn't really penetrated very deep at all, leaving the core bone dry. So what happens to wet wood on a grill? This is actually another good reason not to soak your wood, because if you toss dripping wet wood on hot coals, the water will cool off the coals. And the key to good cooking is controlling your temperatures. But understandably, this is also where the myth was created or originated from. A lot of people mistaken the steam that they're seeing as extra smoke, when in reality that's not the case at all.
South to side!
The moisture that you
Yeah,
get
go
from
to sleep,
wood
buddy.
has
Go
go
to
through
sleep.
that. And water's boiling point isn't very high at all. So what you're seeing initially isn't smoke at all. It's just a product of evaporation, which is commonly called steam. Long story short, soaking your wood in water doesn't enhance the
What the fuck? Oh god,
it just delays it. So what's the difference between clean smoke and dirty smoke? Well, we've already learned that smoking is a combination of fuel, oxygen, and heat, and you're always trying to find that equilibrium. Basically, when combustion happens,
this is too complicated.
when you're starting your chimney starter, you're gonna see thick black, white, or gray smoke. That's bad dirty smoke. That's the process of early combustion.
Can I just buy the food?
That nasty, acidic, smoky taste. What you want to ultimately achieve is lighter, thin smoke, like white.
I don't think I could do this.
Blue is actually very hard to achieve. Thin blue smoke is a perfect balance of true combustion equilibrium between your fuel source, oxygen, and heat.
This is too much preparation for...
Is a compromise. So what about when you're using something like the snake method, when you don't have time
The snake
to let the
method.
combustion process happen, or you're adding in wood that's going to be
Yeah, but
later.
do they sell it
Because
here?
the wood that you're placing in, for example, the snake method,
I don't think so,
or when using
because it's not popular.
is being dried out. So combustion is happening in a very controlled environment and a much slower process. And that's why when you're using a diffuser plate or the snake method, you really don't see dirty black or gray smoke after initial combustion. You may initially see it, but it's extremely short-lived. It's often followed by white smoke.
In a restaurant, sure, but
which
not
is
in
why
a
it's
regular
extremely
store.
important to keep your wood dry. The drier the wood,
I have personally mail you some smoke food. Is it a picture? Ooh, that's some beans.
Afraid of the world of wood and smoking and enjoying those hidden profiles. Have fun with it. There's no rule that says you
Very-
can't mix and match. Or use wood that might be common on, let's say, chicken, but using it on beef or vice versa. And you can always combine wood to make your own flavors. That's it for me, guys. If you found this video informative, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next video.
Okay. That's it. Recommend a video for me, chat. For my ADHD. Smoked mac and cheese is good. Oh my fuck. Oh no. Oh no. Burp, burp. My god. I've been into Game of Thrones story lately. I'm not really interested. The one thing I hate about Arbidaria, you're gonna kill the rattlesnake. No, you avoid it. I mean, it's easy to avoid. It's not gonna like chase you. It's a fucking snake. It's not gonna chase you. Use your eyes. Bark, bark, bark. I think the frustration is part of the experience. Django Unchained? What the hell is the Django Unchained? The hell? Am I allowed to? I don't think I'm allowed to watch this on stream. I don't know how to how do you pronounce it? Django? 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 Ah, who cares? I am not a white man. I'm Asian. And say it with the context of the movie. You're calling me a white man, which is very confusing. It looks bad. This brisket looks bad. It's just charcoal now. The hell? Okay, I'm doom scrolling. What the hell? I need to stop. No more doom scrolling. Mooncake! I don't like mooncake that much. It's sweet.
Every year around this season, people all over East Asia celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival by eating mooncakes. And so today, I'm going to make one
Mooncake is too sweet for me.
mooncake, a sweet Chinese mooncake from 1792. So thank you to Our Place for sponsoring this video as we celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival with mooncakes. This time on Tasting History.
Mooncake for me is meh.
There are dozens of types of mooncake, and they all have different fillings and different doughs. There are chewy doughs and crumbly doughs, some are flaky, some are molded into shapes, and some are just round. The fillings can be sweet with
I like with the chocolate fillings.
peanuts, sweet bean paste. Others have savory fillings like pork,
Oh, I like that one. Never had the fork one.
a lotus seed paste with a salted duck egg. But the recipe that I am working from today
Salted duck?
does not have any salted duck egg, but is rather a sweeter version.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's an egg.
Of Yuan Mei, a poet, bureaucrat, and lover of food during the Qing dynasty. The recipe, which he calls Imperial Scholar Liu's mooncake, says use flying flour from Shandong to make a flaky pastry for the crust, with pine nuts, walnuts, and melon seeds ground into a fine powder for the filling. A little rock sugar and lard are added. When eaten, it does not taste overly sweet, but instead is fragrant, flaky yet tender and rich. A truly unique
Let's watch this video of Indian making house on the ground. Did you know those are fake, right?
a lot up to interpretation.
They stage all of it. They have real tools.
Shandong flying flour, which
Then it's actually like bad for the environment after they're done with the building.
I'm not sure, but that's what it calls for, and it is supposed to be flaky.
Especially when they're trying to build a pool out of
So,
mud.
looking at more modern recipes for mooncakes, there are some flaky doughs
It
out
will
there
attract mosquitoes.
to inform how I make this recipe. But before we get to the pastry, which is rather complicated, let us make the very simple filling, from which you will need 1/2 cup or 60 grams of pine nuts, 1 cup or 120 grams of walnuts, a 1/2 cup or 55 grams of seeds. Now you can use melon seeds. I got melon seeds, and it calls for a lot of them, and breaking them open turned out to be very, very difficult.
Yeah,
I used
it's
my
gonna animate.
dentist would have
That's why I'm separating the layer.
many.
It's gonna move around.
Using a different seed, which was
Is
also
that Pikachu?
in Chinese cuisine at the time, and that's a sunflower.
That's Chinese Pikachu.
2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of lard. So all of this needs to be made into a paste, but before we do that, we want to toast the nuts and the seeds, and this is going to let out some of the oils and really make the flavors come alive. You want to keep them moving around in the pan over a medium-high heat and be sure that they don't burn, like I'm doing using this new pan from today's sponsor, Our Place. This pan is part of Our Place's titanium
There's an ad.
line of
Good job.
cookware, and it is the most versatile pan I have
Hey chat, should I do a cooking stream? I think it's a good idea to do a cooking stream.
or chemical coating.
But I don't want to show you my kitchen because the kitchen is a mess and
metal utensils on on this pan.
It's very messy and
Hates cleaning pots and pans, you can actually put this in the dishwasher. A huge difference between this and a normal non-stick pan.
I don't have the tools. I don't want to bring my PC outside of my room.
Stainless steel pan. It hits that sweet spot of non-stick.
I was thinking about the setup.
Easy to clean and
No, the setup for the PC and the streaming stuff.
combination of things. So to try this pan or any of the pots and pans in this collection, then use my link in the description and you
No, I have to bring the streaming equipment
off of your first
in on the kitchen, and it's gonna be
my
a
code
nightmare.
10 at that link in the description. Now once your nuts and seeds are nicely toasted, grind them together in a powder and then add
The smoke will go inside of my PC. I don't want that.
to work it all together with your fingers. Once the lard gets well incorporated, you should be able to press it into small balls. This recipe
I think I've tried smoked ham before. Maybe. I'm not sure.
while you start your dough or doughs, because actually it begins with two different doughs. There is a water dough and an oil dough. So for the water dough, what you'll need is 1 1/4 cup or 150 grams of flour, 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of warm water, and 3 tablespoons or 40 grams of lard or melted butter. In the video, I'm going to use lard because that would have been more traditional at the time, but butter works as well, melted butter, and
Yeah,
it is going to be
butter.
a lot actually easier to work with.
I like fucking butter.
Give you a
Butter
smooth
screw.
dough at the end. It's
I like eating butter.
better. You're going to have less of a lard flavor, and the lard flavor can be quite strong. So add the lard or the melted butter to the flour, and then add the warm water, and start to work everything together until you have a smooth dough. It seems very sticky at first, but after just a couple of minutes, it smooths out, and it's actually quite easy to work with. Then cover this dough and set it aside while you make the oil dough, and it is called oil dough because it
How is this video
all you need for this one
very long?
20 grams of flour and 4 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons
I should make it faster.
of lard or melted butter. Then you're going to do the exact same thing with this dough as the previous, albeit without the water. Just mix the flour and the lard or butter together until you have a nice smooth dough, and then cover it
There
and
you
set it
go.
aside to rest for 15 minutes. Then, before we get to the rather hard part of this recipe, which is manipulating the dough, let's take a look at some of the myths around the mooncake, around the dish that we are making, and its ties to the Mid-Autumn Festival. The origins of the Mid-Autumn Festival, sometimes called the Moon Festival, are steeped in lore. It's likely that
Why is it called the Moon Festival?
at that time it was believed that the sun and the moon
The moon cake.
seasons respectively, and it was imperative that to ensure a good harvest, the emperor made offerings to the moon. Now it's not
We
entirely
have lore
offerings
on
were,
this food.
but by the 10th century, during the reign of Emperor Taizong, the offerings were typically food, including wine, fruit, water caltrops, which are an edible aquatic plant, and mooncakes.
Yeah, melons are good.
In the Northern Song Dynasty, it wasn't just the emperor making these offerings, but rather the entire population. On the 15th day of the 8th lunar month, typically sometime in late September or early October, people would gather and celebrate with feasts and moon gazing, as that was when it was believed that the full moon was at its largest in the night sky and thus had its greatest influence on the earth.
Speaking of moon cake, I have never tried
The woman
moonshine.
the moon, and it is her story that gives us the
Have you tried moonshine? Nando.
Now, there are many, many versions of this myth, and they all are slightly different, but one of my favorites starts with the Jade Emperor, where so many Chinese myths begin. The Jade Emperor was essentially the immortal emperor of the heavens, and he had sons who were, in fact, literal suns. They would pass over the earth one at a time, heating up the earth and then going away for the night. But one day, all 10 suns decided to get together in the sky at once, and this, of course, led to a horrible burning of the people and crops of the earth. Well, the Jade Emperor, wanting to discipline his sons, asks Huyi, who was the great archer of the heavens, to tell him, don't do that anymore. So Huyi says, okay, and he goes to the suns and says, don't do that anymore, and the suns keep doing it. So, being an archer, Huyi takes a arrow out of his quiver and launches up at one of them and kills him. And then he does it 8 more times, killing 9 of the suns and leaving only 1. Everybody's happy now that there's only 1 son, except for the Jade Emperor, because Huyi just killed 9 of his kids. So, being justifiably upset, he sends Huyi to Earth saying,
How good is it?
being immortal, living in heaven, you gotta go.
Yeah, I wanna try moonshine and sake, especially sake.
While not wanting to die a mortal on the earth, Huyi decides he's going to go on a quest to the Queen Mother of the West.
But I don't know where to buy sake in here.
Give someone immortality. It's usually made of a certain type of peach. Delicious. Anyway, he goes, he tells his story, she feels bad, and she's like, yep, I got 1 more vial for you, and I only can make this every 6,000 years or so, you know, put it to good use. You actually have to split it with your wife, and you will both be immortal, but you'll have to stay here on Earth. If you want to rise up like a god again, you would have to drink the whole thing, but I only got one, so, you know, only one of you.
Does this video get longer because of the lore?
And Chang'e hears this story and is like, nope, take
Yeah, I want the sake hot, definitely.
And so she lifts up into the air and is on her way to heaven and gets to the Jade Emperor, and the Jade Emperor is like, you can't be here, my children, so you gotta go back. But Earth couldn't have her either.
I mean, I think it depends on the sake, Nando.
So she's now up on the moon, sometimes with a rabbit that either she brought with her or was up there already.
Maybe you just had the bad
And
one.
Hu Yi is left immortal on the Earth. Well, not long after this, Hu Yi's apprentice, Feng Meng, decides that he is jealous of the archery skills of Hu Yi, and so he beats him over the head with a club and kills him. And that's the end of the tale. Not terribly satisfying, and that is why there's usually a slightly different version of this told around the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's often said that
Gengi God?
immortality,
Ginger, Gengi God.
decide that they will split it, but they for some reason wait to do this, and he goes out doing his archery thing and his thing.
Sour beer? I never heard of sour beer, but I want my beer bitter.
Getting it, she has to drink the whole thing. Much nicer way of her having to end up drinking that, but
I want my beer earthy
sometimes with a
base.
and goes up and lives on the moon. Well, Hu Yi returns and kills his apprentice and
What's a sour?
is upset that his beloved is now on the moon, and so he makes all of her favorite foods, trying to
I don't like soju.
just to remember her.
There's only one soju that I like. I don't know which flavor it is.
I suppose it would have just been a cake at that point, and they didn't become a moon cake until she went up.
Soju is just sweet.
That's the
I
origin
feel like I'm drinking juice.
during Mid-Autumn Festival. Also, fun fact, the space program, specifically the lunar program of China, is actually named after Chang'e, which is kind of cool. Though to date, no rabbit has been found upon the lunar surface. Now, as for the mooncakes themselves, they too are wrapped up in a certain myth, though this myth has so much history behind it that it's actually often taught as actually happening, though there doesn't seem to be any evidence to support that. It was
Ugh.
and the Mongols had ruled China as the Yuan dynasty for nearly a century. Ever worried about the Chinese people rising up in revolt? They
Chaka?
One of these things was to stop them from gathering in any large groups. Well, one of the
Caipirinha?
into poverty was determined to lead his people to
Caipirina? Caipirina?
one of the greatest military strategists
Oh my god, this I don't know.
gatherings.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Of the bakeries in the land and telling them that on the Mid-Autumn Festival, when they were going to be making and selling millions of mooncakes, they should slip a piece of paper with a coded message inside, letting people know when.
Oh, Capriña.
Reportedly, the paper said the spiritual luminaries.
Capriña?
They are
Capriña?
people to defrost the icy cold.
Caipirinha?
Take action on the midnight hour. Let us kill the housekeeping masters all together. Well, now with all the people in China on the same page, they rose up and defeated the Yuan dynasty, ousting the Mongols, and Zhu took up the mantle as
The hell's that?
emperor of the Ming dynasty. The thing is, all of the people in that story are real people, and that did actually happen. They did overthrow the Mongols, and he did become the founder of the Ming dynasty. But the story about messages being in mooncakes doesn't seem to have any basis in fact.
Caipirinha.
And it definitely didn't.
Caipirinha.
Instead, it was the culmination of a 17-year-long series of rebellions known as the Red Turban Rebellions. But that's real history, and it's far too complicated to tell over some mooncakes at the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Akaka?
Mooncake message
Akaka?
usually gets told. And
I don't know what the... Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna do this.
cakes, but
I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation.
that doesn't mean that I'm not going to still have a message on my mooncakes. See, most mooncakes today are either molded into a design which often contains Chinese characters, meaning
Then don't
harm,
spell it like
or
that.
sometimes it actually just tells what the filling is inside. But then there are certain types of dough that can't easily be manipulated into a character, so instead the character is simply stamped on top, and that is what I am going to be doing.
Achaka?
Making the dough. So once the first dough, the water dough, has rested, you're going to roll it out. Now it actually makes it easier if you divide both of the
Okay, enough. I'm not gonna pronounce whenever you...
one can be worked with, and there's a lot of resting during this recipe, so it just
Whatever.
So roll the dough out, and then take the oil dough, still in a ball, and set it in the center, and wrap it in the water dough. Once it's wrapped in the water dough, flatten it just a bit, and then wrap it in plastic, and let it rest for 15 minutes. Once rested, set the dough on a lightly floured surface, and roll it into a rectangle, and then fold it over into thirds. Then once again, wrap the dough, set it aside, and let it rest for 15 minutes. The next time we roll out the dough is different because you're going to roll this into a rectangle about 12 inches long and 6 inches wide. A little bigger is fine, you can just eyeball it. Then roll the dough from the top to the bottom lengthwise, so you have a cylinder about a foot long, or a little bit longer. Then you're going to wrap this...
Fold it 1,000 times.
Then you are going to divide it into 5. And since you'll have 2 pieces of dough, you'll end up getting...
This dough has been folded 1,000 times.
End sticking up, lightly mash it down, and then take a rolling pin and roll it into a circle about 4 inches wide and taper the edges around the circle. Then set one of the balls in the filling in the center and gently moisten the edges of the dough with some water and wrap the dough around the filling, bringing the edges together and sealing them. The water is going to help the dough stick together. Do that with all of them and set them under some plastic wrap and, say it with me, let them rest for 15 minutes. Once all 10 cakes have rested, you can press them down gently just so there's a flat top, and then soak a paper towel towel and some red food coloring and water, and you can stamp the top of the cake. You can also just paint something on top, a character, a Chinese character, or maybe the picture of that bunny rabbit. Then set the cakes on a tray and bake them in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes. And here we are, mooncakes from 1792 for the Mid-Autumn Festival. So you can see what I mean. This is the full lard dough, and this is the one where I used butter. It's smoother, it was easier to work with. I feel like it also puffed up a little bit more, and actually it ended up splitting it, but you know what? That's all right. Let's give them a taste. I'm actually going to start with the butter one. Nice flaky dough.
Bro, this video is making me sleepy.
It's not too sweet, but it's
You're doing a good job, Kat, for sending me this
oily,
documentary.
The nuts and the seeds and the lard, but so flavorful. The filling is really what's delicious. The
Yeah, I know, right?
dough doesn't have a lot of flavor.
You cannot eat sushi without beer.
Sugar and other things to give it more flavor, but really here it's just a holder for the filling. But let me try the lard one, which again, kind of modeled. It might have also been that it was too hot in my kitchen. It was like so hot here, my AC just couldn't keep up. Let's give this a try. Right away, I can smell the lard much stronger.
It doesn't even look good.
So the lard dough is so much crumblier. It's not as flaky as this one. I don't know if you can see the difference. I'll take a little picture and put it up close. But there's actually more flavor.
Make it better.
I thought the lard was going to be an overpowering flavor because it smells overpowering.
I bet it tastes good, but
Quite nice.
it does not
It
look
does feel
great
a bit drier
aesthetically.
than the one with butter. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I will say this one, the butter is just a lot easier to work with, and it does make for a prettier cake. Now you can often buy mooncakes at a Chinese store or a lot of other Southeast Asian markets at this time of year, and they're all different kinds.
Aight! What time is it?
There are versions that are similar to this today.
Okay.
More often, it's going to be more like
Yeah, it does look like gyoza.
pressed and molded into a shape. But if you want to make these, I will put the recipe up as always.
Okay, I think it's time to sleep. And thank you, Kat, for making me sleepy. It's almost 4 a.m. in here. Get the fuck out. We're not on the same time zone. Dude. Oh yeah, Gertz. You've sent me. You gifted me a game. Gertz. Thank you. It's the pixel art thing. Your clock is oh my god. You're in Brazil. Get the fuck out of here. Do I look like I'm in Brazil? Oh my god. I don't even okay. There's no settings for switching display. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna sleep. Bye bye. Bye bye, Chad. Bye bye.